You can hear that.
Yes. Hello, hello. This is Miguel Drew, and this is hey, how was that race? This is going to be a place to come to get information about different races, and the goal of the race is to interview both somebody who's done several races and somebody who's new to the half marathon community. Whether or not they have a track background, a cycling background, just running in general for funsies background. Um, when it comes to official races, things change a little bit. So today I have two friends with me. I have Ruth and Enzo. There we're going to talk about the Flying Pig Marathon in Cincinnati, Ohio. For that, I have my Cincy Light Lager from Rheingeist Brewery out of Cincinnati. It's a light beer. It's a 4.2%. It tastes like a beer. Tastes like a beer. So with that, cheers. And let's go ahead and get started. Let me introduce let me introduce Ruth. Ruth is a little bit more of the veteran on this one. Ruth and I have ran together in Fort Bend, Indianapolis half marathon, the Monumental Indianapolis half marathon, the Air Force in Dayton, Ohio half marathon, the Louisville Derby marathon, and then I don't know if you've done rock and roll. No, no, no. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I've not done that one. No, I've done all the major cities in Ohio except for Cleveland. So
Ah, oh, and we did Chicago together, and we did
we did
Blue
Blue Ridge.
Ridge Mountain.
Yep.
Yes. So we she has several marathons and half marathons underneath her belt. Also like to boast put out there that she has been a guide runner for vision impaired for the Chicago Marathon. I think that's very, very, very admirable. And then on the other side, we have Enzo. Enzo's newer to the official run, for the half and full marathon. He's a little bit new there. He does have shorter distances under his belt. He has 5Ks, 1 mile runs, and several other runs. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, I've done like this. I've done 400 meters and and 800, and I believe I've done 1600 once or twice in track. And then that was after running a bunch of 5Ks and smaller distances and previous rank. And then within the recent years, I've done 5Ks, 10Ks, 15Ks, 12 milers, and then, of course, half marathons under my belt.
Awesome. So, okay, so today we're going to talk about the Flying Pig Marathon. And let's go ahead and start out. We'll just start out with the, well, you've ran it, Enzo. You probably heard about it from Ruth. Ruth, how did you first hear about the Flying Pig Marathon? Do you recall or?
Yeah, so I grew up in Cincinnati. I don't currently live in Cincinnati, but I grew up there. And my friends in my running group, it's called Reasons to Run in Troy. They were talking about doing the Flying Pig in Cincinnati. And I'm like, that sounds like a fun race. And because my grandma still lived in Cincinnati, I'm like, hey, I can stay with my grandma, visit my grandma, and go do this race. And, they had a relay team. So I joined the relay team and I did my first 10K there. And that's how I learned about the Flying Pig. And honestly, if it wasn't for that relay and experiencing the crowds at the relay and seeing all the runners during the 10K filling up the bridge between Ohio and Kentucky, I wouldn't have gotten into half marathons. When I saw all those runners filling up that bridge, I'm like, oh my gosh, I am part of something so huge. And then when I got to the relay the next day during the half marathon and the marathon, I'm like, all these people are out cheering for us. And that's what got me into half marathons and marathons. So yeah,
Oh,
it's kind of local. I got to visit family and I got to go back home. That's why I call it, even though I haven't lived most of my life outside of Cincinnati, I still call Cincinnati home.
I still I have not lived in Louisville since I was 18, and I'm now 18 plus more than 18. So I'm in a similar situation. I still call Louisville home, but I haven't I haven't lived there for plus 18 years. We'll say
Yeah.
that.
I lived in Cincinnati for 10. And yeah, many more outside Cincinnati.
So let's talk about the registration process. Enzo, did you have any issues? Did you register yourself, or did well, Ruth is his mom. I don't know if I've already pointed that out. So I know sometimes moms kind of take over on things whether or not we want them to. They mean the best.
So, my mom did do all the registering for me on the actual race itself because I don't remember the last time I've registered myself for my own races. Mostly because she has the payment details.
Yes.
But she was the one who signed me up. She also was the one who chose my name on the bib.
The bibs that are personalized. So I usually do Ruth Pig for life for myself. And what did I do for you?
You did Crazy Enzo for me.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure you all have Crazy Rip this year.
Yep.
That's always nice. It's nice having that little personalized bib.
Or races did it.
Oh, we can't hear you, Miguel.
Um,
Oh, now we can.
Okay.
You cut out there for a second.
yes. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I need to next time I need to remember to disconnect my phone from my headset.
Oh.
But that's a much easier
Your
issue.
phone was just like, hello, I'm here, and your headset was like, hello.
So, um, so okay, so since she took care of the registration, I assume that you've you've navigated the website more than once. Is it a fairly, because I'm not too familiar with that website. Is it fairly easy to navigate?
I like the site they had before this one better. Because they've gotten so many different races under the Pigworks umbrella. They kind of the website can be a little bit convoluted sometimes because you have to go, it's all Flying Pig, and then you have to go to the Flying Pig events, and then there's like two different registration buttons, and sometimes one of them works and the other one doesn't, and you got to make sure you click the right one. And it doesn't really matter which one you click because they'll all lead to the same registration page, no matter which race you're signing up for. But occasionally, I keep clicking the wrong button. So their old site, in my opinion, was better than the current site. But that's because of all the different races they have under their umbrella. It got more complicated.
Well, races are Flying Pig.
They have Queen Bee and they have
Yeah.
FCC3 and they have the beer series.
It does get very confusing sometimes. And in the hopes that one day that, RDs listen to this podcast, I don't know. I put on your website, I don't this the city where your race is and the address of the start line.
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, that and date and time and easy place to find registration.
Hold on a second, please. I got
Yeah.
okay, I want to pause recording. Okay, yeah. So on the main website, RDs, web designers, whatever, let us know the city because I know a lot when I talk about Monumental Marathon or when I talk about Flying Pig Marathon or any mini. Well, any mini that's a little different because it's in the name. But if you're not from Indianapolis, you might not know what Indy is. So like on your
Because it could
website,
also mean just independent developer.
yeah, or Glass City. Where's Glass City? I don't know where Glass. I mean, you and I know it's Toledo,
Yeah.
but make
You're
it
not from the area,
easier.
you don't know.
Yeah,
I ran with somebody who's visiting Ohio from Colorado. She's been here for a few weeks and she's going to continue to be here for another couple weeks since she joined our group run. And we were talking about the Flying Pig, and she's like, Flying Pig? What race? And we were all like, okay, Cincinnati. We'll tell you about it. But we all just say Flying Pig, and we know, but not everybody does.
exactly. Okay. Um, what? Okay, so with Enzo, we were talking about this personally, but this was not originally supposed to be your debut half marathon race.
It was not. I was supposed to do Carmel first, but well, that was like 2 weeks before. Really stupid idea on my end, but the problem is their finish line did bend in half from the storm winds.
Yeah, we were there. We were in town. Packets picked up. Storm rolled in overnight, and it basically wrecked the start finish line, bent it in half, and the race got canceled. They
Mm.
were expecting more bad storms later on in the day too.
Yeah, that's very Air Force Marathon in 19 got delayed an hour and a half for lightning
An
on the
hour.
course.
Because I was doing the fly fight win, and the 10K did not get delayed, and I was planning on finishing the 10K because you have to finish it under an hour,
Mhm.
and then you start right into the half marathon or full marathon, whichever one you're doing. And I was planning on basically going right into the half marathon. And I get into the corral and they're like, nope, we're delaying it by an hour. And my legs were like, what?
Yes, then your legs start locking up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Their
with
way, oh, sorry, I was just gonna say their way of dealing with it was much better than Volkswagen's.
Yeah.
with this with Flying Pig, did you get bombarded with a lot of emails, a lot of promo emails, things of that nature, or
Yeah,
was
a
it
lot.
a lot?
I mean, they keep you informed. They really do.
That's good. And I mean, also leading up to things, if it's your first race, you might want some reminders of, hey, this weekend you might want to get in, you know, they won't tell you your distance, but they might say your long run or in it's time to start, 18 weeks out from the race day, time to start different things of that nature, which or taper time, 2 weeks out start to reduce in your mileage or reducing your effort, your taper. Uh,
Well, and he had the luck of having me as an experienced runner with the pig because I didn't know this for years, even though this is my fifth time running the marathon. But 3 years ago, I learned about the 2012 run that they do about 3 weeks before the Flying Pig, which is it's either 20 miles or 12 miles, and it's your last long run of your training on the pig course in Cincinnati. It's a free training run. They mark it on the sidewalks with little arrows, and they set up aid stations along the route. So you've got water and stuff, and there's no guarantee that they're going to have water when you get there. But Eden Park at the top of the hill, they've got snacks and water and Gatorade, and they've got a little finish line set up for you, and they've got goodies for you when you finish. But it's just a free training run to help you get practice on the hills and on the course. So he was able to do the 2012 for his last long run before Carmel, which was his 12-mile run.
It's really fun, unless you trip like 30 times.
Which
I
he
think it
did.
someone did.
Yeah. But
I-
that's not something that they put in the emails from the Flying Pig. That's through Fleet Feet in Cincinnati.
okay, that's a nice little thing they organized for you.
Mhm.
Um, okay, so we're going to get move on. We're going to move ahead from the registration and the emails and long runs, and finally it's race weekend. We're going to show up. We're going to show up to the expo. The expo, where is the expo? How is it like? What's the general feel and organization?
So this year it was in the Northern Kentucky Convention Center because the Duke Energy Convention Center, they tore it down and they're rebuilding it. So they couldn't hold it in Duke Energy. So it was in a totally different place this year. And so you want to talk about the feel of it?
So the feel of it this year was definitely a lot smaller than the past few years I've seen the expo, but but a lot of the vendors, like, it did have a lot of the feel of like if the Flying Pig was split originally. It was definitely bigger than the previous half marathon expo I was at, but it just felt like it felt very compressed, but that wasn't bad.
Okay.
And there's always a lot of energy, and there's always a lot of freebies at the pig. Since they've got
Yeah.
Procter and Gamble as the main sponsor, as well as Kroger, they always give a lot of freebies there. So there's always a lot of energy with people trying to get all the things, try different things. They have a hair braiding station at the
What?
expo. Yeah,
I probably have up to like at least 10 sticks of deodorant
Did you get
from
your hair
P&G.
from
braided,
being,
Enzo? Did you get your hair braided, Enzo?
Did you
you
hear?
know,
I
Did
tried to get him to get his hair braided, but no, he wouldn't do it. But yeah, guys and girls, if their hair is long enough, they can get their hair braided for free at the expo.
Awesome. Um, Now the expo, how is the is it easy to find where you need to pick up your bibs, where you need maybe a shirt exchange if you need that? I don't know if you needed that. Was it easy to find where you needed to go to get your stuff?
So it was really, really easy to even just accidentally stumble into the packet pickup area, and everything was well marked.
Okay.
Like, if you were wondering where something was, all you had to do was look around and read signs.
Now, I will say in the past, I've gone to the expo by myself and picked up everything for the whole family, taken the day off of work and just enjoyed the expo. And this year, Enzo took the day off of school to enjoy the expo with me. So for me, with it in a new location, it threw me off a little bit because a couple of things were different than normal. But since he doesn't normally pick up the packets, he was just fine and he found everything.
Um, with the vendors and everything there, say that say that you forgot a pair of shorts or you forgot your socks or maybe you forgot for me personally, I do not like noon. It's I don't always trust it, and my stomach doesn't always agree with it, so I don't run with noon. I usually like to bring either Tailwind or Gatorade Endurance if I can find it. Um, so when I go to certain races, I make sure that I have that with me just in case. Was there a lot of vendors that had your nutrition, your food, maybe a sun visor, sunglasses, basically if you've got something at home, was there many people that had good options?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there were places that sold literally anything and everything that you could need.
And he forgot his bib boards, and there was a booth that was giving away bib boards for free. So that worked out very well for him.
Awesome. Do they offer same day packet pickup for the pig?
For the Saturday events, they do. That would be the 10K, the 5K, the kids 26 mile, the pig abilities, which is a 1 mile run for disabled people with disabilities. The flying fur, so that's a dog run, and the piglet races, which are like the diaper dashes. All the Saturday races, you can do same day packet pickup. Same with the beer run Friday night, you can do same day packet pickup. But the Sunday events, the relay, the half of the full, you have to pick that up at the expo on Friday or Saturday.
Mostly because there isn't enough time to get a packet before the race starts, too.
Yeah.
I will say I don't know if Ruth I don't know if you fill out your survey yet, but for the Monumental Marathon I seen this year, they're offering same day packet pickup.
Oh,
It's a $30 surcharge or fee or however that's defined.
I have seen that at more races lately where they offer it for an extra price.
Yeah, which I'm okay with the extra price. There's there's good reasons for that, I feel, for the extra price.
Yeah. Well, and I ran Indy women's once, and this was years and years and years ago, like 2015, something like that. And on their website, they advertised that they had same day packet pickup. And that was like a huge factor for me because I'm like, I could drive into Indy and pick it up that morning and run the half, then I can save money on a hotel. And then when I went to register and I got an email saying, no, you have to pick your packet up at the expo the day before. I'm like, that's not what it
What?
is on your website. So I actually contacted the race director, and it's the same race director as Carmel was at that time. And they acknowledged the mistake on their website and they said, oh, whoops, we changed that recently. But because you noticed it, if you want to, you can pick up your packet the of because you were expecting that, and we'll just pull your packet for the race morning.
Okay, that was not that was nice of them to extend that to you. But yeah, it's sometimes, especially when it's out of town and things like that. Depending on, especially depending on where it is out of town, if it's like a 2 hour drive, you might not want to go the day before for whatever reason, or you can't go the day before. So if you can just show up an hour early and get your bib and so on and so forth, that's a
There are some races that are close enough that we just do same day because one of them, the example I would use, I don't know if it has day before packet pickup, but like the Runtime Inn in Wapak, that's like we can head there really early in the morning, get there on time to pick up our packets.
Yeah, they do offer packet pickup before that, but it's just easier to go same day.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, so we're gonna move. So moving on from the expo and everything else, where'd you all stay the night before the race?
In a hotel in Kentucky. So it was really close to the expo. It was about a 1.5 mile walk from the hotel to the race start.
And I had to do that walk 3 times. No, 4 times.
Yeah.
Did you forget something?
I
Cheated.
forgot something.
Oh,
So since this was my 5th year doing the pig marathon, they do what's called a squadron. And you don't have to do 5 consecutive years, but if you run the marathon 5 years, you become a member of the squadron and you get a special slider for your bib. And at the expo, you get a wristband to claim your slider. I forgot my wristband.
oh,
So we were on our way to the race start, realized we did not have time to go back to the hotel. Since he was doing the half and I was doing the marathon, he's like, I have at least 2 hours to wait for you. I can walk back to the hotel and get your wristband and then bring it back to you. So yeah, he had to do that 4 times. Nice cool down walk for him.
I like
Yeah.
it.
So how was the okay? So you all didn't y'all didn't park. You just walked over. So it's just a mile and a half. That's really not that far to walk and for a race day morning, especially because that's a downtown. The race starts downtown, correct?
Yes, it does. It starts by Haycourt Stadium, which is the football stadium.
Okay. Where the Bengals lose. I mean, sorry.
Accurate.
Okay, so was it was it very crowded there? Is it easy to walk around and navigate the starting area?
No. Like, it's easy to find your way to things, I'd say, but actually moving around literally everywhere is just signal traffic.
It's just people everywhere. I mean, everything is well marked. They've got porta pots in the corrals as well as outside the corrals, but there's just people everywhere and lines for porta pots everywhere.
The lines are aided by the spectators who shouldn't be using them.
That's always, yeah.
But I mean, everything is well marked and you can find what you need to find, but getting to where you need to go can be, especially when you're next to the corrals, trying to get into the corrals, because you've got spectators going one way, trying to get to the start to cheer on their family after they drop them off at the corral. And then you've got runners trying to get into the corral going the opposite direction. And we had some switchbacks that we had to go down behind the stadium. And it was just back and forth. And it's like, we're not getting any closer.
What?
Yeah, basically the stadium's kind of on a hill, and that's where they have a bunch of the porta pots, and they have the bag check up there that's in buses. And so I had to check my bag, and then I was going to use the porta pots, but they were all busy. So I'm like, okay, I'll just use it in the corral. So then we have to go down, but it's not just straight down; it's back, forth, back, forth, back.
Oh, wow.
It's either that or you're with the crowds on the sidewalk.
Okay, so and then okay, that's going to be okay. So how was the race itself? How's the race starts out in the city and then you move over to Louisville, or I'm sorry, not Louisville. It is Kentucky, but not Louisville, Kentucky. It's a different city.
Newport.
It's
Newport
Newport.
and Kentucky. Yep.
That's it's only separated by like 90 miles or so.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Barely noticeable.
So you run back across the bridge into Kentucky, and then you're in Kentucky for how far?
About 3.5 miles.
Yeah, 3.5 miles probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we were fueling when we were on the bridge coming back into Ohio.
Okay. Now, how many aid stations are in Kentucky, roughly?
There's about one per mile, right? So there were about 3 in Kentucky.
Yeah.
That's quite a bit. That's a
Mhm.
lot of aid stations. And then you cut back into Kentucky, and now you're back in Ohio. And then you're how's the course for that? How long is the half and the full? How long do you run together?
About 9.5 miles.
Yeah, pretty much to the first 15 kilometers.
It's
Okay.
together.
That's similar to Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh Marathon is about 9-2, 9-1, somewhere around there is when they split off the half and the full.
Fortunately, it's pretty much right after he did Howell.
Yeah. When you get done with all the hills in Eden Park, that's when you split off.
Now, how? Okay, so I'm not familiar with the park. Are these fairly sustained hills? Are they like 1-2 minute uphill, or is it something you're going to probably walk or?
Um, so it's very shuffled. Like there are parts that are like really steep for like a good half hour.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
It feels like a half hour. It's not. So you go through downtown, and there's huge crowds along downtown. So once you're back in Cincinnati, you're running on, I think it's 7th Street through downtown, and that's where a huge cheering section. As soon as you're done with that, you start up the hill. This is about mile five and a half, about mile five and a half. And so that's Hyde Park. That one is a gradual hill. It's just going up and up and up and up and up. And then you turn right into Eden Park. And that up gets very steep. So it goes from steady up to steep up. And you don't even get a break.
Oh, wow.
Then you get to the first relay exchange zone, which is about mile 6.5. And there's a gazebo there. That's where it flattens out. That's where you get a break from the hills. So then, as soon as the relay exchange is over, then you go up again. So you keep going up, and that one's more steep, isn't it? Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's
that's
also the one with a huge turn.
Yep, and a huge turn in it. And you go past Elvis. Elvis is a landmark for the pig. It's an
Okay.
Elvis impersonator, and he's always up there. And I always tell people, when you see Elvis, you're close to done with the hill. You're not done, but you're close to done. So you get to Elvis, and then we go around this parking lot at the top of Eden Park, and you get this wonderful view of the Ohio River and the city and Kentucky. People are always stopping for selfies there. So going around the park is a little bit of a reprieve.
But don't be relieved yet. There's
Yeah.
still hell.
Yep, there's still hills. So then you go, once you're done with going around the park, you got to go up some more. And it's not much more after that.
I I'm pretty sure all you're talking about is the second reprieve of the actual Eden Park.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have a really steep incline right after that, and that's the last part. And I almost got to the top.
I told him he was going to get to the top. He really was. But since I was doing the marathon and I promised to stay with him because it was his first half until we got to the split, I'm like, Enzo, I can't. Don't kill my legs. I have 20 more miles to go. So we did take a short walk break. There's this bridge right before we got to the Eden Park reprieve, and that's where I had him take a little walk break. And then we continued up the rest of the way. And then you get to the retirement home where they blow lots of bubbles. And so this is about mile 8, 8.5. So that was 3 solid miles of going uphill.
Oh, wow. So looking at the course, it looks like there's a total gain of 828 feet for the half, which is
Yeah.
that's a substantial amount.
Mhm.
That's a
It's
substantial
all together.
amount. So hey, Enzo, next year you should join us over in Blue Ridge. There's only it's only 2 mountains for the half.
True, true.
Hey, I have time training after March.
Yeah, and he has to look at, he's doing Carmel next year since it did get canceled. We have they gave us a discount code for signing up for Carmel this year, so we are signed up for Carmel for next year.
That's good. That's nice of them. So okay, shucks, that went away. So you split off around in the hills. You split off, and the marathon goes its own way. The half goes back, because basically at that part you're at mile 10, so you're probably a straight shot more or less back to the finish line. 3 miles.
It does have so the final 3 miles have some of the most infuriating parts because you know that humongous hill you just climbed?
Uh-huh.
this is the fun part. You get to go down it. Except they're a little stripped on distance, so there's multiple areas where you just plateau for a little.
So yeah, you're going downhill, and I've done the half multiple times, and you see you're continuing down this hill, but then suddenly the course goes left to go around a block because they need to add some distance. Then you're back
Yeah.
going down the hill, and then you get to another part, and you see where heading to the finish line is, and nope, you go right to an out and back. That's nearly a mile long. That out and back is like a mile long.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and so and then you get to go back down the hill.
Yeah. So it is both the most fun and infuriating parts.
Um. So we're coming down the hills. We're coming down. You got just for reference, every out and back I've ever done has been stupid in my entire life. I don't care if it's 500 feet or 500 miles. Every out and back is stupid.
Yeah. Agreed.
Which I just signed up for a race that's a 12 and a half mile out and back, or
Oh,
six and a half. It's a point to normally it's a point to point race, but this year they're doing construction on a bridge somewhere, so they had to fold it back on itself. So it's going to be uphill for 6.5 miles, and then you turn around and go downhill for 6.5 miles.
the only time I can say I've not hated an out and back is where there's like at least an illusion that it's not an out and back. Like I get home and I look at the map.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that was an out and back, but there was something in the middle that blocked enough of it that I didn't realize it.
Have you done Tulsa yet?
No, no.
In about 4 years, take Enzo out there. The Cincinnati University Tour. It's the world's shortest ultra marathon, and because you're running a marathon and there's a detour and it's 4 blocks, 2 over and 2 back, but at the turnaround point for the Cincinnati University Tour, there are Jello shots and beer mosas and beer. All this.
Nice.
It is I met friends of mine. I call them the Married Sisters. They're going to be on a podcast here in a little bit. I met them there. We were doing a shot ski of Rumple Mix.
Nice.
That was a fun race.
Well, and I will say on the marathon course for the pig, so there's a neighborhood called Marymount that it is the party zone of the marathon, and it's that everybody comes out and cheers, and they've got Jello shots and beer, and that's where the bacon stop is, and everybody loves bacon stop. But it is also partially out and back. The thing that saves it though is you go out and then you go around, come back to that street, and then come back in. So it's not straight out and back. You see where you're going to be coming, but you know it's not going to be immediate. So it does help it a little bit. Plus, with the beer being there and stuff like that, it's like if you miss it the first time, you can get it the second time. Or if you got it the first time, you can still get some more the second time.
And I don't think out and backs are the stupidest type of race. I think the stupidest type of race is a double loop.
Oh, those are miserable.
Oh.
Where you have to run the race once and then run it again.
Yeah.
Yes. Race so nice you run it twice. So how does so we've covered we've covered the half fully up until the finish line almost. How is the full once you cut off from the half? How is the full?
So the marathon has some rolling hills after the split, but nothing nearly as bad as what you get on the half. All the worst hills are on the half. And then so you've got the Marymount section that's around mile 18, and that's always wonderful. All those neighborhoods, you go through O'Brienville and Marymount, and there's so much support out there, and it's all these wonderful little communities. You go past, I think, the original Frisch's, and then you get on the highway, and yeah, there's a highway section, and it can be miserable depending on the weather because it's all exposed, but it's, well taken care of roads. You get some cars that are honking at you and supporting you, not angry honking. And there's always a Jimmy Buffett related aid station on the highway. So that is always nice too. But then once you get off the highway, you're basically a gradual downhill for the rest of the marathon, which is wonderful. They do a lot of theming and a lot of they've got layups for Lauren, um, which was a girl that they sponsored. I think she had some sort of brain cancer and she was a basketball player. And they give you a little mini basketball and you can shoot a layup on the marathon course. They've got basketball hoops set up for you. There's the Chariots of Fire, which this older guy used to come out and play Chariots of Fire, and he would just wave to all the runners during the whole race. And he died,
Oh,
but they still have a monument to him, and they still play Chariots of Fire at his house.
it's. I remember one year, I in my neighborhood there's a Hot Pursuit 5K, I believe it's called, and it's a police 5K to raise money, I believe, for Toys for Tots. And in front of my house, I have a aid station for the 5K, yes, and it's Bloody Marys and screwdrivers. So I try to give back to the because it's not often that I go to a half or full and I don't lace up. So whenever there is a 5K, and especially when it's right in front of my house, it's kind of hard not to put a little table out there and have a little fun. And
Awesome.
That that's what that's what Volk's Life was missing for the challenge awards. A screwdriver.
Doesn't know what that is.
Oh, I know what a screwdriver is. You were referring. But I was referring to screwdriver.
Okay.
it's a little bit different. It's a little different.
Well, and another thing that Enzo didn't experience that I do because of having done the pig for as many years as I have, the finish line used to be right by the Red Stadium. It used to go right into a tunnel, so you got into shade, and it was kind of nice that you got that, and you could recover, and it was a little cooler in there. But they moved it because one year they had Cirque du Soleil parking where we finished, so they couldn't finish there. So now it finishes behind by a park in the sunlight. It still goes underneath a bridge, so you can be on top of a bridge cheering for the runners as they come in, but you don't go into a nice tunnel where you can cool off. So the new finish line, you have to pass the old finish line to get to the new finish line. So every year since they moved it, I look and I'm like, I could be done by now. It was there. It was there. And I still have like a quarter mile to go, if not a little bit more.
Volk's Life.
Yeah.
I'm just going to whenever that I'm mention something Volk's Life. Yes.
So okay, so we have good aid stations, and aid stations are about every mile or two. For the marathon, it's about every 2 miles or so.
It's about, yeah, every mile, it's about every mile and a half. They don't get too thinned out. I know in some races, like Columbus, there's a couple of races where I've run where it goes from like, there's an aid station every mile along the half, and then you get to the full part, and it's like, oh, every 2 miles. It's like, no, 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 this is where we need the aid stations. So they keep them pretty consistent throughout the whole marathon. It's a mile and a half, I'd say at most. I don't think they have 26 aid stations, but it's probably close to 23 or 22. It's a lot of aid stations that they have.
And that's. Do you remember what which I understand it could easily change, but in tradition tends to be what it is. Do you remember what nutrition they had at the aid stations as far as a beverage and maybe a gel or something?
There's this Gatorade, and it's the goo. It's the goo brand. Yeah. I never take I do take the goo and then I bring it home to use it for different times because I use SIS while I'm running. But he loves the snacks. He absolutely loves, again, with Kroger being the sponsor, we'll have snacks along the course like crazy. Like during the marathon, one of the official stations was apple juice.
Ah,
And it was really great. I honestly loved it when I got it. It was perfect.
yeah.
And it was in like the last 6 miles. But yeah, they have pretzels and Twizzlers and orange slices and candy orange slices and bacon, of course. What other snacks do you remember? That Hershey Kisses. They've got Hershey Kisses.
I remember that I believe the 10K when I did it, they had I keep up Twizzlers.
Yeah, Twizzlers. Yep. So it's just, yeah, they've got a lot of different. Oh, there's a station where it's Girl Scout cookies,
Oh my God.
and that's an official station. And
Oh,
They also
Oh
have
God,
peppermint patties. So yeah, there's a lot of different snacks along around.
that sounds like a very good race.
Burger isn't
Yeah.
the only thing that does it. There's some like non-official stations like the Coke station where they gave us Coca-Cola. It wasn't actually bad for running.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, there we are. There we are.
As long as you drink it while you're running and not before.
Okay, now I see you're wearing the now let's go to the finish line before we hit that. So you go through the finish line. I've done when I did Cowtown. I remember Cowtown is well, I should say it's similar. It's probably about a block, maybe a block and a half long. You walk about 20 yards and you get your medal or something. And then you walk another 20 yards or so, and there's like a bunch of photo setups. And then you walk another 20 yards and there's the heat shields. So they don't have everything bunched up right at the finish, and they have it so that you you keep walking and your legs are getting that lactic acid flushed out of it a little bit and so on and so forth. With pig, is it more of that stretched out? Is like it's how is their finish line area?
They tried to get you walking afterwards. The problem is that by the time that you get to the finish line, you're met with a wall, and I mean a wall of people.
He finished around 2:25, which was around the same time the first marathon finishers were finishing. So he was finishing at a very popular time to finish.
Does the half and the full start? Okay, no, the half and the full does start together. Okay.
Yeah. And then when I finish, the marathon, it's like you're saying, about 10 feet metal, 10 feet mylar, 10 feet snacks, 10 feet muscle milk. And then they have La Rosa's Pizza right at the finish, right before you exit the finish area.
I'm not getting my own slice, but I'll get that next year. Not next year.
Year after.
The
Yeah.
congruent year.
Okay, now I see you're wearing the pig visor, Fine Pig Marathon. Nice. And then where's the medal at for the pig?
Oh, and so
Oh, it's like,
go get it.
oh,
we gotta see the medal.
Yeah. Well, he was wearing a shirt the last time. I'm wearing the visor this time, so
Yep. I'm wearing my Seven Bridges shirt this time.
uh, happy half.
Oh, okay. Springfield.
Yep.
Okay.
It used to be Springfield to Yellow Springs, and then they had problems getting Yellow Springs to post it in 21 after COVID. So they just moved it all into Springfield. So
I am similar with from what I understand, I don't know if it's the city or if it's the Court Foundation, but the LA Marathon, it used to finish at Santa Monica Boulevard. And the last year that it finished at Santa Monica Boulevard was the first year I knew it finished at Santa Monica Boulevard. And now the last 5 or 6 miles is out and back. And you can't, for whatever, they don't go into that city that Santa Monica Boulevard's on. And I'm like, I'm waiting to get back to the original finish line because to me that is part of why I want to do that race.
I heard it finishes in like a strip mall now or something like that.
It's beside a Panera Bread.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which I mean, okay, for while Enzo's still getting the medal, and I'll reiterate this later. I'm not going to fluff every race and act like every race is a beautiful race because some races that we run, they're not as enjoyable for the course or the aid stations or this, that, and the other. And if I don't like the race, I'm going to let you know.
There are some I will never run again. There are some that I will take a break to let them, like, if I enjoyed them and they changed something and made it worse, I'll take a break, see if they fix it, and then I might come back.
When I lost my medal for Chicagoland Chicagoland half marathon and marathon. I was moving my medal rack, and when I moved my medal rack, it collapsed because I had too many medals on it, and that metal fell, and it fell in such an area that if I would have looked for it, I would have found it in 30 seconds. But I did not like that race so much that I did not pick it up off the ground. And I don't even count because I'm unofficially a 50 stater. I didn't even count that race for my 50 states. That's how much I did not enjoy that race.
Wow. Okay. Well, here's a medal.
Okay, we got a pig on the front there. Got Cincinnati Flying Pig half marathon, May 4th, 2025, with a pig with a wings on him. Down the back, we got a pig butt, and they got the race course. There we go. Kind of, I like, I like the pig butt. I don't know.
I love the pig butt.
It's just fun.
That's a non-negotiable feature. They tried to take the pig butt away, and nobody was happy.
The first year I ran the marathon, they changed the medal.
Yeah.
And it's just the side view of the pig on both the front and the back. And the pig looked a little happy on one side and a little sad on the other side. I don't know why. But I literally, I'm not running it the next year because they took away my pig butt. They brought it back the next year. So, and you got
thing that
so since they don't have, it's not easy to engrave this with the front and the back. They have a pin that you can get engraved with your time. They can put on the ribbon.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's got his time and his name on it.
Awesome. So
my time being 2 hours, 25 minutes, and 55 seconds.
now,
Tell me that isn't a satisfying number.
now that one has the Cincinnati. I don't know if is that where Skyline Chili started or
Yes, it is.
Yes.
It's Cincinnati style chili, and my mom actually worked at the flagship Skyline when she was 16 years old.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
So okay, so those unfamiliar with Skyline Chili, there's a three. I don't want to butcher it. Help me out.
So there's the 3-way, the 4-way, and the 5. The 3-way is spaghetti, chili, and cheese. The 4-way is spaghetti, chili, cheese, and your choice of either beans or onions. And then the 5-way is spaghetti, chili, cheese, beans, and onions.
Okay. And then that ties in with the Flying Pig because there's a challenge for the 3, 4.
There's the 3-way challenge. There's the 4-way challenge. And you can do both of those with extra cheese. So Skyline sponsors the challenges. In fact, you get a $10 Skyline gift card if you do one of the challenges. And if you do the 3-way, that's the 5K, the 10K, and the half. If you do the extra cheese, you do the 1 miler on Friday night. If you do the 4-way, that's the 5K, the 10K, and the full 4-way with extra cheese. That's the mile. They've only done the 5-way 1 year. That was 2021, when the spring races were virtual, and then the fall races were in person. And they held all the races in the spring and you could do it virtual in the spring, any of the races, and you could do any of the races in the fall. You had to do at least the half or the full in person in the fall, but you could do all the other ones virtual in the spring. But the 5-way was 5K, 10K, half, and full.
Now that's the beer mile or the with cheese. That is a 1 mile run to
On
a
Friday
beer
night.
garden.
It's not too well. I mean, they have beer at the finish line, and you get 2 free beers when you cross the finish line. It's the same finish line as the pig. It comes from the opposite direction, but you go to the same park. You get some free conies from Skyline for the beer run. The beer run is actually part of a totally different series too, because they have 3 races that are the beer series. The 1 miler at the pig is one of them. The Hodapole 14K is another one. And then I forget what the third one is. I've never done the beer series, but I know it's 3 races that are all related to beer.
Okay. Speaking of that, gosh, I've done a lot of races. I did the Chicago 13-1 last year. I did it this year as well, but last year I did it, and afterwards I went to Revolution Brewery. And as I was parking at Revolution Brewery, I'd already taken a shower at Planet Fitness and changed into street clothes. And I parked in front of Revolution Brewery, and they had a finish line set up right in front. And I'm like, what is why do you have a finish line? They're like, oh, we have the beer 5K series or the brewery 5K series. I was like, man, if I would have known that,
Yeah.
I just would have like went for one race, then went to the other race, and
Yeah.
just ran a 5K for funsies.
Well, and beware if you're doing it for the beer miler, most of the time the beers I've gotten from them have been like IPAs. So if you're not a fan of IPAs, maybe not.
Yeah.
But I like the conies and I like the other goodies I get. So
Okay. And that's by 50 West, is it? 50 West
it's by
Brewery?
50 West. Yes, I believe so. It used to be a different brewery. But yeah, right now it's 50 West Mile.
Okay. I like um I like their brewery. I've been there. I've been to that location and I've been to the location in Chillicothe, Ohio. Pretty nice place. I like them. I like their food and their beer. Um, what did you how did you all end up celebrating how did you end up celebrating your first half marathon there, Enzo?
Skyline. I was
But
I was hungry for Skyline the night before yesterday's night, which is the day before yesterday's night, and pretty much just like I was like, yeah, after the race we're getting Skyline. I want Skyline.
And I think he basically just wanted to collapse that night too, especially with the extra walking to and from the hotel for my wristband.
Oh, that was 3, 6, and then he had to go back to the hotel. So 6, 7.5, 8 miles.
Well, it's total of because it was 1.5 there, 1.5 back, so it's 6 miles extra.
Wait a minute,
Or sorry, 3 miles extra. He still has to walk there and back with us no matter what, but it's an extra 3 miles. Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. Oh, okay, yes, I see I see my math, what my math was not mathing. So, but that's still 6 miles on top of 13. That's quite a
Yep.
bit.
Yep. So I think he's got goals. He wants to do the Flying Pig Marathon before the end of this decade.
Awesome.
And he's planning on running Carmel for his first marathon in 2027. So I think the fact that he could do those extra 3 miles, even though his legs were tired, is a good sign for his future goals.
Yes. The biggest difference to me when I first ran my first marathon was when you turn off from the hat and you suddenly realize how alone you are.
Yes, the crickets. That's why I
Yeah.
call it the crickets because it suddenly goes quiet.
It gets quiet. There's the fanfare dies out for most races. It's a very and then when you finally get to the finish line is completely different at 4 or 5 hours than it is at 2 hours, 2.5, 3.
Yeah.
It's a very different race.
Well, and that's why I really try to find races where you don't have to deal with that split. I know it's hard to find that. But Disney World. When you're there on the day of the marathon, everybody's doing the marathon. Rocket City, I love the way they do the front half and the back half. So if you're a half marathoner, you can run the front half with the marathoners starting early in the morning, or you can run the back half, which starts 2 hours later. They've got 2 miles on their own, and then they merge with the marathon. So they're spread out. So we're not, bumping into slow half marathoners. But as a marathon runner, you only have 2 miles during the race that you don't have half marathoners with you. And then when you're finishing, you still have half marathoners who are finishing in 2 hours while you're finishing. So it still has that buzz at the finish line that the half marathon does because you've got people finishing the half marathon.
I'll be running I signed up for Rocket City. I'll be running that with the Married Sisters, and we signed up. We didn't talk about it, but we did do it. Signed up for the 1 hour early start.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know that. Yes.
So
I've seen those people.
there's that one, and then when you go out to Little Rock, Arkansas, they have a 2 hour early start time for
Nice.
that for Little Rock, and Little Rock has a beautiful finish area as well. But we'll talk about that a different day, different time. But
Well, and I swear the Pacers for that hour early start at Rocket City have so much energy. When I passed them both years, they were just having a party. That whole group of runners were just living it up. It was so awesome to see that.
awesome. Um, so a few other oddball questions, not necessarily related to this race in particular. What shoes do you run
Enzo?
in? Yeah, we'll start with Enzo.
I forgot what they are, and I don't want to run up and get them again. New Balance 880s.
Okay, New
I've
Balance
been looking at
80s.
Amazon Prime deals for him. So
Yes, it is Prime
Hey, I've
Days
been
right
looking at Amazon Prime deals for some other random stuff, though.
I wear Brooks Ghost or Mizuno Wave Rider. I tend to change up my shoes quite often just to kind of keep my feet flexible.
I run in Mizuno Wave Horizon, Brooks Adrenaline GTS, Hoka Gaviota, mainly because we have it used to be called Dick's Warehouse Sale. Now it's called Going Gone. If they have a pair of shoes that are half off or something, because it's basically the clearance store. If I see a pair of shoes for 50% off, 40% off, I'm buying them. And oh, I just ended up picking up Adidas Glycerin Wide. I had it recommended to me that I try wide shoes. I'm trying them out now. I've only have about 12 to 15 miles on those shoes. It's not bad enough that I hate them, but it feels different and I can't give an opinion. I will say I got the motion control shoes from Nike one year and I ran a mile. I ran 2.5 miles in them, but by mile one, I knew I was never going to run in those shoes again. My ankles and knees are already hurting from how much my feet were deflecting inward. The reason why I say that is as pacers, when I work the pace booth, people always ask, what shoes do you run in? And I ran over a good number of marathons and a good number of half marathons. And I have friends who ran 100-mile races and two 15-mile races. I have several other friends who are in the hundreds of marathons, and all of us run in different shoes. So you have to run in whatever shoe fits you. And also, I have two different GPS watches. One GPS watch, it's dead. I haven't used it for I don't know how long, and it's really nice, and it was really expensive, but I wanted one that had more color. So I run in a 965 now on a Garmin 965. However, a friend of mine, Jill from St. Louis, she runs with I think a Garmin Forerunner 205 or 208. It is, I think she has to cut it on before, like it's not like an everyday wear type watch. It is a specific use type watch, if I remember correctly. And so her watch is probably 15 years old. I'll ask her here in a little bit, get that confirmed. But she's faster than me, and so whatever watch you're wearing, your watch is not going to make you any faster. So
No,
like,
Yeah.
don't think a watch is going to make you faster. Don't think any particular brand of shoe is going to make you faster. Lace up and run heels, and that's what's going to make you faster. There's no magic thing to buy that's going to get you.
That's if you're doing one marathon. Those people wear heels. Whatever else they want. With, I mean, the current watch I have, which is the Fenix 5X Plus, is a hand-me-down from my dad because really the only thing that matters when you're running is will it be there and working by the time you're finished?
Yeah.
I know that's been a concern for my husband because he's been trying to do a marathon. He attempted a marathon twice, and he was picked up on the course both times. He didn't finish the 26 miles, but every time he has attempted it, he knew his finish time was going to be probably close to 8 hours or longer. And his big thing was, is my watch going to last 8 hours? And I'd say that's one of the only factors. If you're going to be out there a long time, make sure your battery lasts. But if you're not going to be out there a long time, whatever features you want.
Yeah. I mean, if you're only running 5Ks, 10Ks, which I'm sorry, I should not say only because everybody has their own goals and challenges and everything else. But if you're running 5Ks or 10Ks and you're there for, say, 2 hours, you only need to watch it last 2 hours. But at the same
Yeah.
time, if you want to, I literally bought the watch I'm wearing now, and I bought that in Pittsburgh at the expo. It just been released, and they had the band in yellow, and I wanted the yellow band because I liked the colors of the map feature. I had the Phoenix 6X, and it worked perfectly for what I needed. 60-hour battery life, I believe.
Yep.
I'm not doing any events for more than 60 hours. Trust me. However, in this one actually only has, I think, a 30-hour battery life for GPS mode with dual band, blah, 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 whatever, whatever. However, I wanted something that had more color. So I I bought that for the color. So like Ruth was saying, as long as it can last for your activity, you're good. However,
Yeah.
a friend of mine, I think she ran two Bostons. She qualified and ran two Bostons without a GPS watch. She would run and then she'd have to drive what she ran so that she could track her mileage.
Oh, geez.
I mean, but
Well,
if you're talking, 2001, 2000,
Yeah. Right.
GPS watches were extremely expensive
Mm-hmm.
and they weren't good.
No.
So,
but if somebody ever asks you what kind of shoes they should wear for a race, just say that it doesn't matter as long as you A, still have shoes at the end, and B, still have feet at the end.
yes, take care of your feet. They only got to last you your whole life.
Yep.
We're
So,
not livers.
anything you all want to add for closing words?
I don't know what close ones would be. Hey,
Well, I would say, since this is about Flying Pig Marathon, I am a strong believer that Flying Pig Marathon is a wonderful race. I know that not everybody may believe that, but that's my personal opinion. And if anybody ever comes to the Flying Pig and wants to run something with me, I'd be happy to chat with them. And I'm always happy to talk to people who come to Cincinnati and want to run the pig. So, and so, any thoughts about your future, about maybe future races, or how you feel about the pig, since you are the newbie runner?
I cannot wait till I have more time to like practice to train for runs because once I get into that ability to train, I'm definitely going to have some enjoyable runs and races.
Awesome.
Right now, he's balancing, being a high school teenager with a lot of extracurriculars,
School, D&D, anime club, marching band, esports, the entire periodic table song of that.
All right. Well, that's thank you all for your time. I really appreciate everything. Um, I want to let y'all go. Well, I want to sign off with just remember the run the race you're in, and Ford is a pace. Thank you.